Good morning, everyone. It is officially Tuesday, November 17th. Monday is over. I had quite the Monday. It was like a very Monday. So I'm happy that that's over and we're on to Tuesday. I have a couple guests today that I think you're going to really enjoy, and I'm excited to chat with them, and I'm sure that you will enjoy hearing all of the stuff that they have to talk about. I want to start by offering up Lutheran Living sponsors this day in history, and so I found a couple things that happened on this day in history today. The first one, so in 1913, the first ship actually sailed on the Panama Canal. I thought that was kind of cool. And also in 1967, the American Surveyor 6 makes a 6-second flight on the moon. So it was the first one to actually go off a lunar surface. So I thought that was pretty interesting as well. That happened in 1967 on this day. So I always love going and looking what happened on this very day years and years and years ago. And just kind of takes you back to like that time and wondering, you know, like we were talking about all the technology and stuff before the show that's kind of getting us through this time. And, you know, imagine 1913 and, you know, what technology they had available to them. And, you know, just sailing that ship was a big deal then, and going down that Panama Canal. So something really cool that happened on this day years and years ago. Another thing that I want to tell you guys about, it's Tuesday, like I said, and so at Hy-Vee, it's Touchdown Tuesday, and if you guys are fuel saver peeps like me, I always love to rack up my fuel savers. So our Hawkeyes gave us a 20-cent fuel saver for today. So if you need to go grab some gas, today is the day. 20 cents on your fuel saver for Touchdown Tuesday. So I want to introduce to you guys my first guest. Dave is here with us today from Muscatine County Conservation. Yep. And today happens to be National Take a Hike Day.
Yes.
So I thought, what better person than Dave to come talk to us just about like the trails, the places we can go still. I mean, even though it's a little bit more brisk outside, I mean, after you bundle up and once you get moving, it feels good to have the fresh air still, and as long as you're dressed appropriately, you can still really enjoy getting out on our trails. And so I just wanted to talk to you about some of the trails that you recommend, and also just about some of the other stuff that people can get outside and do.
Okay.
So, you know, right now with, you know, some of the new stuff that's happening after, you know, the governor spoke yesterday, people are wondering, oh my gosh, you know, what are we going to do? How are we going to stay busy this winter? And I'm like, well, tomorrow is National Take a Hike Day, so we'll tell them some things that they can do, because getting outside is probably one of the best options for folks right now. So we have amazing trail systems in Muscatine, places to go, and I feel like people, even people that live here, don't understand how much is available, just literally like at their fingertips, to find that trail and go out and take a hike.
No, that's correct. And a lot of the trails are closer to people than they realize.
Yep.
I mean, there's spots that are kind of thought of as beginning and end points, but there are lots of places in between where they can jump onto a trail or go to a park that has its own trail system.
Yep. So if somebody's like a beginner that doesn't go out and take a hike very often or go for those walks on the trail system, what are some of the shorter like ones that you would recommend for people to go out and find right now?
A couple that are nice because they're easy to get to and they aren't terribly long, and and most of them have shorter loops in them.
Yep.
A couple of them. One is at Discovery Park.
Yes.
You know, if we added up all the distance on all our trails, it's right at 2 miles of trails, which may sound like quite a lot to people, but they're broken up into smaller loops.
Yep.
And there are several different parking areas that are close to those loops. So you can get on in, oh gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots at least where you can jump onto those trails. And they're paved trails, so they're easy to walk, and we do keep them cleared in the wintertime. So
that's awesome.
Even when it gets seriously cold, they're going to be available to people. So, but other places are like down at the Community Y. They have trails that go around their property. And even if you're not a Y member, you can park in the parking lots there and get onto those trails to walk around. And again, it's not long, but they're paved and they're easy and safe to walk on. So they're nice trails also.
And those are things that you have to pay attention to, especially once the snow starts falling, is making sure that you do it in a safe way. So what better way than have a trail that's actually cleared off for you, and you don't have to worry about that.
Yep, and they aren't tall. Some of the trails around are a little more out of the way and may not be cleared, or may not be cleared right away, and that's the other thing. If you get 6 inches of snow, you may find that your favorite trail isn't cleared for several days, and that's just because
got a lot of trails to clear.
They have other places that they have to clear too. So.
Yeah. So, what other trails are a little bit more, I don't know, like, so my daughter and I like to go find trails that we can kind of explore along the way. And what's your favorite trail here in Muscatine? If you had to pick one place that you like to go the most, what? I always put people on the spot.
I'm a little bit biased too.
Yeah.
I like the trail that runs from Kentstein Park and goes down to Deep Lakes.
Yep.
Partly because it gets you into some areas away from or off the streets, and you know, kind of behind some of the industries. So it's a little different in that respect.
Yep.
But there are spots along where it's really quiet. There isn't much traffic, and that's kind of nice too.
Yeah.
And it gets you down to Deep Lakes Park, where that's an interesting place to go to.
That's our favorite. We live down in Fruitland, so it's super easy for us to get on that trail. But beyond that, I mean, even when we drive to other ones, it's still like we still love Deep Lakes. It's so beautiful back there. I don't know if you guys have been down to Deep Lakes, but if you haven't, you're nutso. Like, you need to go and check it out, because it is just an amazing, like, little gem that we have kind of tucked away. Right there. It's like it takes no time to get there, and like you said, you can park and just do a little bit of it, and even just walk right through Deep Lakes on the trail. But you'll pass through so many cool spots. I love it. We love it down there. We love riding our bikes and walking. But
I'm glad you found it. And one of what I think is an interesting thing about that is that, I mean, there's the main paved trail. It's easy to bike and easy to walk. But we don't prohibit people from just wandering out wherever they want to go, and there's some interesting places in there. It's a little bit challenging. It's soft sand in a lot of areas, or some brushy areas. So even in the summertime, it really is a place for long pants and closed-toed shoes. But there are some interesting places, especially if you like to fish. There are a lot of places you can walk to and get back into some good fishing areas. So.
It's a cool place. So, like I said, if you haven't checked out the Deep Lakes Park area, it's a really cool place for you to go. And you know, right now maybe it's just walking the trails and stuff, but like you said, in the summer and the warmer months, it's pretty cool to kind of get off the trail and go explore a little bit too. And great bike trail as well, so you can bike or hike, bike or hike. So another cool thing that's kind of happening down in that area is those cabins. We kind of have watched those. It seriously, like, almost happened overnight. It was like one day, you know, we saw like the foundations, and then like I think a week later we went out and we're like, whoa. It seemed like there's little cabins. What's happening? So what's the scoop with the cabins? Where are we at with those right now?
That's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up. And they are cabins, though sometimes people go by and they say they look like houses,
Yeah.
which is really what they are.
Yeah.
Because the company that makes those, they sell modular homes.
Yep.
And those are some of their designs. So those cabins are really like home away from home.
Yep.
They are not open yet.
Yep.
There's a lot of little steps to go through to get those things up and running. Everything from running electricity in there,
Sure.
drilling a well, getting all those underground things done. And sometimes you have to wait for contractors to have
Yep.
that opening in their schedule.
They're so busy right now. Contractors are like,
They
everybody's
are.
doing home projects and
Well, earlier in the summer and in the spring, a lot of them they're like everybody else, waiting things out.
Yep.
And so they had projects stacking up. And so, I mean, we've just had to be patient on
Yep.
some of our projects. But I know this week, I don't know if today they're starting, but they are paving the road that will go from near the park entrance back to the cabins. I've had some people ask, are we going to have to walk back to those cabins?
Yeah.
Because they are kind of in the middle.
yeah.
No, we're not going to make people walk back there.
Yeah, you have to get your backpack and all the stuff that you're taking for the weekend and
It would be easy to get a reservation then if that was the case.
yes, it would.
But no, the roads are being built this week, and then there's some concrete work outside and painting. I think our furnace people are supposed to be there to do a final hookup and have LP tanks installed. So
Yeah.
it's coming.
It's coming along.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been asking about those. And right
Everyone's
now,
excited.
We've been talking about trails. Right now, that section of trail is closed because they do have heavy equipment in
Yeah.
there doing the road work. So they should be mostly done by this week, maybe next week.
Yep.
So that trail should be opening up shortly here.
Awesome. So don't go on that trail in that little section where they're building those cabins today on Take a Hike Day.
Yeah.
But that section's super cool. It's going to be beautiful to stay in those cabins
I
and
think
just
so,
have
too.
that. It will literally, even though you're super close to town, I mean, it's not a far drive, but you feel like you're just out in the middle of nowhere when you're back in that little section and you're just totally covered by trees and you have the lakes. Oh my gosh, it's so
Yeah,
cool.
Yep, sand dunes, piles all around, and that's kind of what gives it that secluded feel.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
So it was cool to watch those go up, and we're excited to be able to stay in them for a weekend. We can't wait till they open,
Yeah,
so it'll be
yeah.
pretty fun.
We're excited too. I mean, when you in the warm season, there's fishing all around
Yep.
those cabins. You're not far from a beach,
Yep,
public beach. So, yeah, there's a lot of things.
there's a lot of things to do. Yeah, that's going to be exciting for our community to have, and for people to come and visit Muscatine and take part in that. So cool stuff happening. Lots of places that you can take hikes. Anything else cool that's happening with you guys at the Muscatine Conservation that we need to tell everyone about?
Wrapping things up with the cabins is
Yep.
the main thing right now.
Yep.
We still have shelter houses, both at Deep Lakes and at Discovery Park, that are on our agenda at this point coming up this next year. And then we talked about hiking on the nice paved trails. There also are some areas that have primitive trails. Fuller Park has their disc golf course, and I've seen people walking the fairways as they are, because they
Yep.
look like trails going through the woods.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting place to walk.
Yep.
We have primitive trails or non-paved trails in Discovery Park. There's some little bridges on them and steps to go down over the hillside. So they're different too. They're right along Highway 61, which is different, but
Yep.
they're really interesting. There's a little stream that flows down through there.
Ooh.
Another place where people can go is out to Salisbury Park, which is
Yep.
and I've measured it from Highway 61 there by the Palm Theaters. It's just over 6 miles from there out to the park. Sometimes it seems like it's a long way.
It does,
It
yeah.
is in a very rural area. But there's over 4 miles of trails that people
wow.
can walk. We have a lot of people take their horses out there and ride trails.
Ooh, cool.
So, and those are available year-round. The only thing I would advise people on is that right now there's also public hunting in some of those areas.
Oh, sure.
So if they would go out there, they're welcome to walk the trails, but we would ask them to stay on the trails and not, bushwhack
wander.
through the woods. But also to where if they have something blaze orange or that bright safety yellow, just so if hunters are out there, they'll see them. And hunters or people that hunt out there know that there may be people walking the trails. And so they keep an eye out for them. So it keeps you safe, but it just lets the hunters know that, all right, you need to
be extra be extra careful. Wow. So like you said, there's so many trails out and right available to you guys within a short driving distance or even a walking distance if you live in town to be able to walk to Discovery Park and take some of those trails. And even this winter when it's chilly and there's snow, there'll be some paved off for us to still take part in that. I know we're going to probably want to get outside. So.
And I was doing some measuring here, looking at a map that the city puts out, but also just driving some areas. And the trail system around here, one end of it is out on Solomon Avenue on the east edge of town there, off of University. And going from Solomon Avenue all the way down through behind the Bridgestone Firestone Learning Center, goes behind All Steel Plant, down through Weed Park to the riverfront. You can get all the way down to Deep Lakes. It's a little over 11 miles one way.
That's cool.
So if you want a little bit longer ride, it'll take you through a lot of different types of habitats, from neighborhoods to out along the Mississippi River. It's over 20 miles round trip.
You can make a day of it for sure.
And plenty of hills to give you a good workout too.
Yes, there are a couple hills that I'm like, oh, I'm not in shape enough for this, but I always make it. One way or another, I always make it. So you can do it. We love starting down at Deep Lakes by where we live and heading into town and enjoying some of the nice, we'll have lunch, at one of the restaurants on the riverfront and just kind of make our way around. It's pretty fun to do that as a family, especially when it's nice out. But I am excited to do that again. I'm already excited for warm weather to come back to us. But
and if you really want the biking challenge, you can do the new stretch that comes from Kinstein up the Hauser Street Hill. That goes over to Discovery Park now and connects in. So
I saw that they were done with that.
That's a challenge, getting up that hill.
I might want to test that out on my own before. My husband's a little bit more, he does RAGBRAI and he bikes a lot more, so sometimes I'm like, honey, you've got to slow your pace. But like I said, I always make it up these hills. It just takes me a little bit longer than him sometimes.
That's what the low gear is for.
Yes.
I've seen people walking up that.
You can walk your bike if you want.
It's just a long slope up there.
I haven't tried that one yet. Maybe that's a challenge for next summer.
There you go.
I'll work my way up to that. But thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
If somebody wants a copy of the trail map, where do we get those?
There is one on the city's website.
Okay.
And it's a nice little map. It's
can print it off,
It
or
shows distances between different spots on the trails. We have on our website, the Conservation Board website, there is a map of like Discovery Park and Deep Lakes, and shows the trails in those areas, and Salisbury Park as well. So those maps are available. You could always call City Parks and Rec. If people had questions about that, and they could call our office at Discovery Park as well. So
get outside and enjoy the nature and enjoy the weather while it's not snowing. I have one more thing to ask you to do. We ask all of our guests to do a game that's sponsored by Toyota. It's called What's in the Box.
Okay.
Are you in for it?
Sure.
Okay, so right next to you there's a box. You'll just slide it over. There's 2 armholes on either side. And so you'll want to face that out, and there's doors, so that'll face out the other way.
Okay.
And so when you stick your hands in, you'll want to like pop those doors open so the people that are at home watching can see what's in the box. But you have to feel around and see if you can guess what could possibly be in the box. Oh, can you fit your hand in there?
Yep.
All right, so got to feel around and think what might be in the box. We tried to keep it with the theme of going on a hike and some of the things that you may take with you. It's a little bit more difficult because it's actually in a package, but I feel like you're going to get it.
It feels kind of like a telescope or something.
A telescope? Well, that's the same sort of shape.
That's the shape.
Uh-huh. But it's something that you'd probably take if you were going and it might get dark out while you're taking a hike.
Oh, I think I might have just turned it on there. Did you see a flashlight?
Yes!
All right.
Dun, dun, dun! Woo!
That helped because then I started saying, maybe there's an on and off switch.
Is there an on and off? What are we going to do? Yes, flashlight.
Excellent. That's a good idea, though, too, though. If you're
Yep.
riding, even on those trails, it's
Yep.
important to have lights
Yep.
for safety at night. So.
Yep, for sure.
Nice.
Thanks for participating.
You're welcome.
That's sponsored by Toyota Muscatine. Just a fun little thing we get to do with our guests on the show. And we generally keep it clean and don't make them, put their fingers in like pudding or anything like that. We try to be nice,
Maybe
but
like Halloween,
yeah.
Field grapes. Or
yes. But thanks again for joining. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
For National Take a Hike Day. So everybody needs to go out and take a hike.
That's the name of the game now.
That is.
We're being kind of forced inside again, but we can still get out and
Yep.
find open spaces to go walk. and
Yes.
hike and stuff, so.
Yep. It's good for the soul and good for our bodies as well. So
Thank you for
yeah.
inviting us on.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you. Another fun thing, he actually just delivered this. So we have our auction coming up, our holiday auction, and on Friday we will start auctioning off some really cool gift certificates for local places around town. And they actually, I was so excited when Michelle told me that you guys were going to participate. So they donated, it's good for a 2-night stay at the modern Deep Lakes Park cabins. So pretty cool stuff. I'm excited. This will be an item that I think will really go well. So be watching for that. This coming Friday is when the holiday auction will start. So that's your little hint of one of the items that you guys will be able to take part in. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
See you later. So, reminder, it's Touchdown Tuesday, so enjoy that 20-cent fuel saver. And I have another guest that's going to join me today because I told you guys all on social media, I reached out to some of my family and friends and said, listen, we have so much great talent in our community, right around our neighborhood, and we need to showcase that. And I thought, who better to start Talent Tuesdays with than my friend Chris. Thank
Hello.
you for coming.
No problem.
So talent comes in all shapes and sizes, so many different things when it comes to talent, whether it be, musicians or whether it be artists like Chris. So I think that, I'm trying to think, probably, did we meet like a couple, 2 or 3 years ago? Mm-hmm. And my favorite thing about you, hopefully I don't embarrass you, but my favorite thing was when I met you, it was literally walking down the street, and I think I was downtown doing something, and you are like literally one of the friendliest, peppiest people I know for sure. So it was so, I'm normally the weirdo that's like, hi, like, how are you today? And my family's always like, well, do you know that person? Like, who is that? I'm like, I don't know, stranger, Mm-hmm. But Chris doesn't know many strangers because you talk to everyone and make everyone feel so special. So what a great quality to have. But another quality that you have is your art. And you guys probably have seen on the sides of buildings some of your work.
Yeah.
So what on earth, like, how did you decide, I'm going to paint something gigantic on the side of a building? Like your first one. What was your first one that you did in Muscatine?
In Muscatine, it was the back of the National Pearl Museum. I consider that the first big one.
Yep.
And that was in 2013.
Wow.
And actually, at the time, it was trying to do something new and different and a challenge, you know, and grow and learn.
Yep.
And yeah, I actually come to learn a lot about the National Pro Museum from then to now too. So
Yeah.
Sometimes you get unexpected results out of doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Awesome. So you can find Chris's art all over town now, all over downtown. Different murals, and I know behind, oh gosh, so Salon Incognito is where you can find the angel wings that you can kind of take a selfie experience with those, and it's super fun to do that. So I encourage you all to go hunt those down.
I just want to mention that I'm really proud of everyone that has been painting. I mean, in our intro, it shows you in front of that selfie with the hearts.
Yep.
I love that. And I love all the
Yes.
colors and the positive vibes that have come from it. And I just want to encourage people to keep painting and keep doing that because it's awesome.
Yes, it is definitely making our town more beautiful and fun. And it's fun to go find those and take pictures with them and just take advantage of the talent that we have. And I'm excited about it, and I hope it continues.
I forgot to mention that First National Bank is going to have me paint the holiday stroll theme on the front of their windows soon.
Yes,
So.
I am excited about that, which, I mean, snowflakes. It's going to be a winter scene.
That's kind of what brought us to this today.
Yes, we were talking about it the other day about the winter scene that he's going to be painting for the holiday stroll on the front of First National Bank, and it's going to be a winter scene.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about like school and the kids that are at home and winter and finding things for our little kiddos to do. But not only that, it's kind of fun for adults to do
It
too.
is. I actually learned something here.
And
I tried to, thinking that I knew what I was doing, the first thing I did was I folded up I remembered it being a square.
Yep.
So I just folded it up like you would think.
Yep.
And then I cut it out, and when I unfolded it, it didn't look like a snowflake.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's up with that? So
Yep.
I did a little more research, and I found out that it's all about how you fold it. So
Yes.
I got some of these pre-made.
All right. And you guys are not allowed to judge my manicure right now.
Me either.
So, Chris is either. He generally keeps his fingers nice and painted and looking good, but today not so much. I was driving to work this morning, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Ashley, like, what is the deal? And now I'm going to be cutting snowflakes, and people are going to see my nails. But so no judgment here. This is a no judgment zone.
Yep.
Okay.
Every snowflake is unique.
Every snowflake is unique.
You can't mess this up.
Okay, so.
So basically, it's like this. So instead of just folding it like you would think you would, what we're going to want to do is take a square, make a square, fold it in half.
Okay.
And then we're going to kind of fold a little bit and get that middle line set, so we know where that middle line is.
Okay.
And this is the trickiest part, but it's not really. So all we're going to do now is just kind of fold it up in a strange across itself pattern like that, like a kite kind of. Okay. See that angle? We just fold it up like that.
Okay.
And then we're going to flip it over and fold that other side the same, like this.
Okay.
So it almost looks like a Star Trek logo or something.
Yeah. Am I doing this right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going.
So then once we got this shape,
Yep.
Yep. And then we're going to fold this entire thing over one more time and just get an arrowhead looking shape.
Okay. Okay.
And then we got this.
Okay.
And that is the trick. So
All
at this
right.
point, you can basically just take a pair of scissors and anything that's above this line, you maybe want to get rid of. But like, I mean, really, you can just kind of like, I found that if you make a point out of that spot, like that,
Okay.
it seems to do this effect, which I like.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I'm scared. I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah, that's all it's about. Everyone's different, and as I made a few of them last night, I started realizing what I liked about certain ones and what I didn't about other ones, and it's a learning process.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is so fun. I remember doing this at school and stuff when I was younger, and such a fun activity, and it makes such cool decorations for around the house. And you can use computer paper, you can use construction paper and make different colored snowflakes if you want. You can really do whatever.
Yeah, Floral even brought up that you can use Elmer's glue and glitter to make them sparkle.
Ooh, if you want to get real messy.
Yeah. I watched a video also, you can iron them flat again once you're done if you wanted to with a simple iron and a towel to get the folds back out.
Oh, nice.
And they looked really cool because they looked all flat again. So I got my first one. I feel like I might have did something really cool.
Oh, look at yours. I'm going to be jealous.
See, this is the first time I actually pulled off the end like that. I really like that.
Ooh, yeah. I feel like he was at home practicing all night long just to show me up.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't go into this unprepared.
Yeah, I'm going to practice all night. All right, I'm going to open mine up. Oh, gosh. Let's see what happened. This isn't so bad so far.
That's awesome. That's
it's kind of not round, but not all snowflakes are round, right?
That's good. Very good. Would you like another one? I made some more.
Heck yeah. So while we continue the snowflakes, I want to still chat with you about just like the opportunities that you've had when it comes to art. I think for a lot of people, their art or their talent is something that like kind of gets them away. And so what a better time than now to find some of, if you don't feel like you have like that one thing that truly like, I don't know, I feel like when you do something you love, it kind of takes you away from, you know, what's happening here.
Definitely.
Whether it's music or art or, you know, whatever.
It's like therapy, even if you're no good at it. I like this saying, I heard a saying recently that says, create something today, even if it's crap. You know what I mean? Even if it's just like, just the act of creating it is good for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Even just getting a coloring book. You know, I love those adult coloring books that they have now that you can use the colored pencils and just like, I don't know, it just somehow it just kind of takes you away and lets you kind of live in the moment for a minute and forget about all the other junk that's going on, and it's good for your soul, and it's good to kind of just get away.
Definitely. Yeah, I look forward to doing this holiday stroll event. I mean, I just.
Do you have a plan for it? Are you ready? Like,
yeah,
you got it all
like
in your head?
Well, I
do you
feel
generally
confident.
okay? Do you generally have like it sketched out and like ready to go ahead of time, or do you just kind of like go with the flow?
Well, it depends on the job or the mural.
Sure.
But like on this one, they gave me some ideas of. They showed me some other windows that they liked, what it looked like, and you know, I'm pretty confident that I can do those things. So they gave me
just kind of take some aspects of some of each one of those and kind of make something new.
Yep.
I think I told you this yesterday too, but one of my favorite ones that you've done around in town, anyways, is the one at Wild Thing. First of all, Wild Thing's one of my favorite places ever.
It's awesome.
I love going there. Megan is like amazing.
She
I don't know. She like rejuvenates my soul when I go there. Shout out to Megan.
For sure.
Literally. Just, I love going in and visiting with her and getting some of her, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. She's just like one of those people that just like rejuvenates me.
Yeah, it's like a recharge.
It is. So I love going there, but I love the art that you did on the outside. It makes that like totally stand out. And I don't know, it almost like it was hidden before, the Wild Thing.
I know it. I've seen so many people this last year that just notice it, you know, and then they just kind of walk in.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like,
what's that?
Yeah.
It's so inviting. Yeah.
I love it.
Oh
That's really
gosh,
good.
look what I did. This is so fun. Oh yay! It's more round this time.
Very good.
So yeah, something you guys can do at home with your kiddos and kind of get them loving, you know, art and loving creating things and being unique. And it kind of, the snowflakes offer that opportunity to even have conversations with your kiddos about being unique. And I talked to Han about that a lot, just about the uniqueness of different people and how fun that is. It makes the world so much more fun that everybody's different.
Yep. And we all have greatness.
Yep. Yeah. And so thank you for doing this with me today.
No problem. My pleasure.
I am looking forward to, and we're planning on keeping track of your progress on the mural so that we can show everybody just from start to finish. I think for me, I would be so overwhelmed right now thinking about like this giant window that I have to like, it's blank. And for you, that's probably exciting.
Yeah,
as an artist, you're like, this is exciting. I have this huge canvas that I get to just kind of go away and create whatever. And for me, that would be like, oh my goodness, like.
I really, for this particular one, I really like the idea of spreading joy, and you know how you're all about that.
Yep.
And I just hope that people that go by, they normally have a great display there with with Christmas tree and everything.
Big tree.
And if I can even add to that at all,
yes,
then it's a privilege. So
it's so cool, and I'm so glad that you were chosen to do that because I know that you'll do great. But what an opportunity. And what a way right now in our lives to bring, like you said, when people drive by, if they can be like, oh my gosh, that's cool, and create that smile on someone's face, that's pretty cool stuff. So I'm excited to see you just start today. So he's gonna get started today on like kind of sketching out. So you'll start by kind of sketching it out a little bit.
I'm thinking I'm gonna take if you can imagine a horizon line. That's what I'm going to make today. I'm going to just kind of use a piece of tape to get a nice smooth snowbank effect or something going, and then build off that.
Awesome. So. I don't know, man. I'm excited to see the process from start to finish, and we'll make sure to do something so that you guys can see the process and maybe show that video on the show.
And make your own snowflakes. I'd love to see what they create.
Yes, you know? Make your snowflakes and post them even on the comments today as you make those at home. It's cool stuff. It's fun to create. And
almost looks like a paper doily too.
Yes. And it made our table so pretty, the ones that you did.
These actually, I was trying to, I might use these on the window for stencils.
Ooh.
You know, I really like that one kind of.
That one is really cool. This is probably my favorite. I like that one too. I don't know. All of them are so different and fun. I am glad that you joined me today and were my first guest for the Talent Tuesdays. I want to showcase people and the good stuff that people do. And talent is just so cool. Because even like musicians, for example, or artists, like you said, I mean, you were all so talented, and everyone has their own little like niche, you know, like their own thing that they're really great at, and it's cool to see that, you know, all around town, like you said. You're definitely not the only artist that's been doing things in town, but you all have your own special touch, and you can almost tell, like, oh, you know, like, I think that is one of Chris's, you know, murals, or you have your own little, like, technique that kind of gives it your touch that people can recognize, but they're all so different.
And I want to share more with people, and, you know, if there's any questions or, like, ideas or, you know, inspiring artists that maybe don't think that they are capable, or maybe artists that are capable that just want more opportunities. I'd like to start
working more together.
Yeah.
How cool would that be to have a collaboration of artists and make something really great?
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Talent and, you know, using those talents for good stuff, like you're doing with the First National Bank thing. I think that'll bring people a lot of joy, and I'm excited to see it. So thanks for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it. Chris gets to work. gets to work with me every day.
Yeah, so I'll probably have to clean this up now.
Crap, we're gonna have to clean this up. But it was fun. It was worth it to do that. But I am super proud of the things that you're doing, and I'm so excited to see just as it continues, and keep using your talent for all the good stuff that you do. I'm excited to be a part of it.
And I'm proud of you too. I got to let you know that you're doing very well, and every show is just getting better and better and more fun. So I'm looking forward to more.
It's fun stuff. So, and it wouldn't be possible if we didn't have the sponsors that we do, like Toyota, Muscatine, and Lutheran Living for that, this day in history, and Hy-Vee, obviously, we're here in the Market Grille. They loan us this awesome space that we get I was talking the other day, I'm like, I think it's such a privilege to be around all of the Hy-Vee employees. They like right first thing in the morning, they're so happy and they're so helpful. And so it's cool to be here in the Market Grille studios, as we call it, to do the show every day. And CBI is another great sponsor. And pretty soon, you guys are going to be excited about the new game that we'll have on the show. That'll be sponsored by CBI. I'm excited to do that. Are you excited?
Yes,
I think it's going to be fun.
It is.
I think it's going to be fun. So I look forward to seeing you guys all. And don't forget about all the great deals that are going on at Hy-Vee. I want to remind you about Touchdown Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because fuel saver, like I said, I'm kind of a fuel saver junkie. I like to wait for the best fuel savers and fill up, and it's kind of fun for me. But 20-cent fuel saver today. Also, it is, you buy a ham and you get a turkey. We're all getting prepped and ready for the holidays. Whether that be, a small little gathering at home, we still need all of those fun things that we attribute to Thanksgiving. So I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving still, even if it's different than normal. And even if I have to cook more food than I'm used to, I'm not very good at it, you guys. So, but you can, I think I'm going to utilize the Hy-Vee holiday meals. Did you guys know that they'll cook your whole holiday dinner?
Yeah, it's amazing. Or a half dinner.
Or, yeah, as much as you want. So I am looking forward to that, and looking forward to seeing you guys all tomorrow for the show. We have more great guests coming for you. We have a lot more fun stuff to talk about. So thank you for joining. Make a snowflake and post it in the pics. I want to see what your snowflakes look like. Hopefully I can continue to get better and they'll get more round, but hey.
And one last thing I want to say is just thank you to everyone who has supported me over the years, and you have kept me going, and thank you.
Yes, awesome, yeah. Thank you so much to everybody who joined us today. Remember, until tomorrow when we meet again for the morning show, I want to tell you and remind you that kindness is free. So spread that stuff wherever you go.